Today's special lesson is about the mispronunciations of the different sounds of the vowels E and I. In many languages, the vowels E and I have a long E sound. But in English, the vowels E and I have 6 common sounds. We have 4 of them right here. The long E sound, the short I sound, the short E sound, and the schwapless R. The long E sound is mispronounced when it's not long enough. So for example, in the word week, which has a long E sound, E, that's the proper way. A mispronunciation would be making it too short, week, 1 week, 1 week. That's too short. 1 week is correct. It took 1 week to fix the problem. 1 week, not 1 week, 1 week. That's too short. Next example is cheese, like in cream cheese, not cream cheese, because that's too short. Next is achieve, not achieve. That's also too short, and you're also messing up with your consonant before long E. I'm sorry, your consonant sound after long E. The V sound, v. Achieve, not achieve, because it sounds like we have an F sound after E, or is it a B sound? Achieve. So it's not a very clear V. When you mess up your vowel, when you mess up your long E sound, your consonant after your vowel is also inaccurate. But with a proper E sound and your V sound, achieve, hard to achieve. That's very clear, not hard to achieve, hard to achieve. Our next example is believe, not believe, because we don't know if we're hearing an F sound or a B sound. Next example is meeting. So we have the long E followed by a T sound. In this case, though, the T has a fast T sound. When you shorten your vowel sound and say meeting, I'm in a meeting, your T sound is also now a true T sound, and it's not a fast T sound, which is in the American accent. For this particular spelling, the T between 2 vowel sounds should come out as a fast D. Meeting, not meeting. Your vowel is too short, and the consonant after your vowel is also now less than accurate. Our last example is peanut butter. It has a long E sound, peanut. And it's a phrase, it's a name of a food item, peanut butter. If you shorten your long E sound and say peanut butter. So your vowel is too short, and your R sound at the end of butter is also now messed up, and it's a different accent just because you started with an inaccurate vowel sound. And also the T came out as a true T instead of a fast D. Peanut butter. Instead of peanut butter. Butter. So the T in butter, butter, is a fast D sound. Our next sound is the short I sound. This one gets messed up a lot. Many non-native speakers think that this sound has a long E sound but shorter. Long E like in feet, like in the word F-E-E-T. It has a long E sound. E, feet. And for many non-native speakers, they think that by shortening the long E in feet, they're making it into a short I sound, feet. But that's not accurate. The short I sound is not a shorter version of the long E sound. It's not fit. It's a different sound. It's a more relaxed vowel sound. E, fe, fit, fit, not feet, feet, because that's too tense. This is a more relaxed vowel sound. Our next example is switch. Sway, switch, not sweet, sweet, because that's too tense. And it's a shorter version of the long E. It's not sweet and it's not sweet. It's more relaxed. Sway, switch, switch. Next example is dinner, dinner, not dinner or dinner. It's more relaxed. De, dinner, dinner. Our next example is Brazil, Brazil. It has a Z sound before your short E sound. A mispronunciation would be saying Brazil, Brazil, which has a very tense vowel sound. And also, the consonant before your short I sound now sounds like an S and add a Z sound. Brazil instead of Brazil, 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 which is natural. It's more natural from a Z sound going to a short I sound, Brazil, Brazil, instead of Brazil. Now, next example is pink, pink. So, not pink, not E, not a short I, not a shorter version of the long E sound. Then we have deliver, deliver, not deliver. Then next and our last example is material, material, not material. Material is very tense. This one is a relaxed vowel sound, even though we have the letter E after T. The letter E has a short I sound, not a long I sound, or not a long E sound. Material, not material. Now let's look at another common sound of the vowels E and I, which is the short E sound, like in egg, egg. So a common mispronunciation is giving the short E sound a long E sound instead. So instead of like an egg, it will come out as a long E. So our first example, tell. Sometimes when it's mispronounced, it will come out as til. So til me is not accurate. It has a short E sound, a relaxed sound. Tell, not til. Next example, millennial, millennial, not millennial. Then we have develop, not develop. Next is everyone, not everyone, because that one has a long E sound and it's not accurate. We have everyone. Energy, energy, not energy. Regret, not regret. So when you give RET a long E sound, your R sound is also now a different sounding R. It's a foreign R sound when you change your vowel to a long E instead of a short E. Regret. Regret is, that's a different accent. So we're trying to do an American accent, an English accent, or English pronunciation. Inevitable, not inevitable. When you say it that way, when you switch your vowel sound from an in ne inevitable, you're also messing up with word stress. When you switch the e sound in ne, inevitable, and say inevitable, inevitable, you're actually saying your syllables very carefully, and you're saying every syllable clearly, which is a different style of pronunciation. We're trying to do the proper English pronunciation, the proper vowel sound, which goes with the proper word stress. So in inevitable, ne is stressed, not inevitable. Inevitable, which is a little bit different. The word stress is also, it comes out different from when you're just doing a plain English pronunciation with a very clear short E sound. So this is what I was saying, that when you mess up one sound, one concept in a word, there's a likelihood that the other sounds around it, even word stress, can also sound off or less than clear, less than accurate. The last example that we have is theoretically. Theoretically. So instead of saying theoretically, theoretically, which is again a different accent, a different pronunciation, different stress, different syllable stress. And it goes well with a different vowel sound. But if we want to do the proper English pronunciation with re, your stressed syllable, theoretically, that's also, it will give you the proper word stress instead of theoretically, which is just a different pronunciation. Now let's go to another common sound of the vowels E and I, which is the schwa plus R. This one has a very heavy R sound. And it's in the words like her, early, and burn. And there are different spellings for this particular sound. A common mispronunciation of this sound is giving it a short I sound or a short E sound. Our first example is girl. And it's mispronounced when it's given a different vowel sound. For example, it's a common mispronunciation when it sounds like this. Girl. So it doesn't have a proper vowel sound. Girl. Next is firm. So it's not firm. It's firm. Next is 30. Not 30. When you give it a different vowel sound, when your vowel sound is off, the rest of the sound, for example, the TH before it and the R in the vowel, which is part of the vowel sound, they also sound different. 30 doesn't have a clear TH sound, and also there's a different R sound in it. 30. It's thir. There's the TH. 30. It's a very easy transition from a proper TH sound to this sound. When you mess up your vowel, your if you say tir, 30, that's a completely different sounding word. And it starts with the vowel being inaccurate. Next example is her. So it's not here, her. That sounds different. So the proper way, the accurate way is her. Then we have per, and then person. Not per person. It's not per, it's not person. You're also making your R sounds a little bit different with that type of vowel sound. Next is nervous. Nervous, not nervous. Nervous, nervous. It's a little bit off. So the proper vowel sound will also help with your R sound and even your V sound. Nervous. Then we have terminal. Terminal. Na terminal. Terminal. So that's a little bit different. Start with an accurate vowel sound, and then a proper T, terminal. Instead of terminal. So that's a mispronunciation. If you want to learn the correct way of making these sounds, we can have a session together, or you can take my course, The 6 Sounds of the Vowels E and I, which is available right now. I'll see you next time.